So I would say Accenture actually is one of the only consulting firms that will basically take most projects. Anytime an organization wants to, have this digital transformation, Accenture is a big player in it, and that's kind of reflected upon Accenture doing business with, I think, somewhere around 95% of Fortune 200 companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's some sort of business going on between Accenture and all of these large companies, and for us as consultants, we're the ones who are, typically in the execution roles, right? So our managers are typically the ones who understand the capabilities of the organization and sell to the clients,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the consultants are in charge of implementing and actually delivering the results. So I think for me, one of the things that really helped me, scale up and really build my expertise in an area is, not only doing background research on your own time, but also, utilizing your other resources within the company, because that's kind of one of the biggest benefits of Accenture, right? If you're a part of a 700,000 people company, there's going to be an expert, a subject matter expert somewhere in your organization. And that person, from my experience, has always been extremely helpful in terms of getting me up to speed on some of the, industry best practices. For example, me working for a national railroad company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really know too much going into the project about how defect tracking works, or what kind of important assets they have to take care of. But over time, reviewing project documentation, reviewing certain documents that have been handed over to us, to the scope of work, as well as relying on some of the subject matter experts, you're able to communicate with the client day to day, and then be able to understand their pain points, and then kind of put yourself in their shoes, and then go into problem solving mode. And I think that's what has helped me scale up my knowledge the most, is come in with a learning mindset and be able to really listen. The most important skill for a consultant, at least in my opinion, is to be able to listen, because a consultant is trying to advise you or advise a company on how to improve your performance, but without listening to what the pain points are, you're not going to be able to solve your client's problems. So I think it's definitely not the most popular answer, but I think it's the most valuable skill that you need to have as a consultant.
No, and I completely agree with Ryan. So for me, at Alphabet, when I was reviewing the consultants to hire, because we're heavily focused on the data center projects, and we needed to create process flow approvals for Alphabet to spend like hundreds of millions of dollars on new land acquisition, and we needed a consultant's help. So we had a wide array of consultants, and we always selected Accenture because we reviewed the statement of work, SOW, and then we knew the caliber of consultant that we were getting within that project, and it's always kind of exceeded expectations. Like, we've worked with the BCG, we've worked with the McKinsey, the Bain, but then for me, every time I've worked with Accenture, 10 out of 10 exceeds expectations. So it's great to know people like Ryan, they'll learn something from their client by just having an open mind, coming in, interviewing them, and then being very open to helping them implement that, which is really big for kind of a role in consulting. For the people who want to get into consulting, Ryan, I know you have an MBA from UCLA. You have a great background in kind of business, engineering. What do you suggest for someone who's looking to make that transition to get into consulting? How do you think they should do that?
Well, I mean, there's definitely a wide variety of ways you can get into consulting, right? So, a lot of the undergrads who ask me, hey, like, how do you join a company like Accenture? There's a lot of analyst programs. So as a college grad, you can definitely pursue an internship at a consulting company, just kind of leverage your, business backgrounds, kind of just develop, kind of craft a story about like why you want to do consulting, right? What kind of skills would you feel like is applicable for the role that you want, and just go for it, being really decisive, confident, and positive, and resilient as well. Just being an active listener. I think those are some of the skills that you can show, especially in your resume. Maybe some project management skills, as well as some leadership positions that that you can leverage into a consulting job. Or there's also specific industries that you may be interested in that you can be an expert in, and that's kind of my pathway towards Accenture was through learning a set of skills and trying to leverage that into a wider array of industries. So I would encourage anybody who wants to get into consulting, definitely, it's not the most chill job. It's definitely, sometimes a lot of long hours, hard work, lots of meetings, creating slide decks. So if that's kind of, your cup of tea, and you have to be a very driven individual in order to be able to accomplish it, I would highly recommend you taking a look at it and understanding, or reaching out on LinkedIn, trying to connect with people at a firm, and understanding the type of projects that they do, and review your case studies, and that's how you'll get in.
So another question here for you. A lot of the viewers are kind of focused like on the tech side of things.